In this video, we're going to test Wireshark on an insecure web page. Here we have test.vulnweb.com/login.php. And Vulnweb is a website for educational purposes. It is deliberately designed to be vulnerable, but is designed in such a way that it doesn't do any harm and it doesn't get you into trouble for hacking it. They openly want you to hack this site and learn. So it's a great laboratory environment to gain knowledge and use tools like Wireshark. Before we start capturing packets on Wireshark, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to enter a username. We're going to do a lot of stuff before we start Wireshark so that we can minimize the number of packets we capture. You might recall in a previous video, we captured 5,000 packets. We want to just kind of keep this simple. So far what I've done is I've entered the username of user one and I've entered a password that is obscured based on the way password text boxes often work. I'm going to leave that right there. We're going to go to Wireshark. We're already selected on that Ethernet connection. And I'm going to click this shark fin icon to start the capture. And then we're going to go back to this website. And we're going to click the login button. And when we're done, we will go back to Wireshark and stop capturing packets. I don't want to save it. We've already done what we need to do. I've done this a few times, so just to let you know, we don't need to do much else. We can stop it right here, just short of capturing 100 packets, not quite 100. Let's go ahead and filter this out though. So TCP port is equal to 80. That is HTTP if you're not familiar. Somebody's texting me while I'm recording a video. That's nice. And we'll go ahead and filter on that. That narrows our results down quite a bit. And we want to look for a post. And I'll explain what a post is. I used to develop websites and I used to work with an app that generated Windows apps called Visual Basic. And in Visual Basic, they called the gray buttons that you push, they called them command buttons. And in web development, they call them submit buttons. So on a web page, you have the ability to define a form. It kind of has a beginning and an end to it. So anything, any field, any text box, anything in there that appears within that begin and end block, so to speak, in a form, is going to be part of the post action. So post is one of the HTTP actions, get is another one. And I encourage you on your own time to learn about those actions. They're very interesting. But post will take the values in the field that are contained within the form and send them up to a server. Why do we want to look at post? This will be apparent here shortly. I'm going to choose on that and I'm going to go down here. We're going to go all the way to the bottom. And we see something really interesting, a username of user one. So if you recall, we did enter that, and we see a password or a pass equal to salamander, and that is what I entered in the password field, salamander. With a tool like Wireshark, we could set it up on a network, eavesdrop on anything that's done in plain text, such as HTTP. If you've been following network protocols or educating yourself on them, you know that a lot of these are kind of deprecated or they're kind of becoming a thing of the past because they're not secure. You certainly wouldn't use HTTP on your banking website, for example, at least not plain HTTP. I mean, you're going to have a TLS or an SSL type of setup with that. So anyway, I just encourage you to go out and try this yourself. Play around with Wireshark. Go to an insecure website like the one we just showed you. See what you find when you capture things. It's going to be really interesting. It's a great tool to use if you can go to a website that is deliberately designed to be vulnerable, but for educational purposes only, and you're free to hack it, and there's not going to be any consequences for doing so.
Ow!